Hi, my name is Adriana Ulrich, and I am the host of the Mom Bag Energy podcast. Today, I'm so excited. I have another work friend, you guys, Courtney Otte. She is the owner of the Modern Hive interior design firm. She has been in business for 15 years, so she's pretty established. I think I overshot that a little bit, like 14.
We're in like our 13th going into 14, so you're close.
15.
Yeah.
We're rounding up. We're gonna give her the years.
Yeah, I'll
she
take
did
it.
it while she's had 3 kids. And her husband is in the National Guard.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So he does do some away stints. So I just thought she would be a really awesome person to get her POV. And I'm just so excited and grateful and thankful that you made the time to come and talk to me.
Yeah, thank you, Adriana. I am really excited to be here and just talk about the mom life with you.
Yeah. So what ages are your kids? You don't have to tell us their names, but just...
Yeah, so I have 3 kids. I have a daughter and 2 boys. My daughter is 7. My middle child, Elijah, he's 4. I just said his name. That's okay. And then Ezra, he is 2.
Very
So they're all kind of spaced out about a year and a half, 2 years-ish apart.
No, definitely. So how do you feel about that age gap? Because for me personally, Barrett and Leighton are 20 months apart, and that was brutal. And so I have 3 kids of my own, but they're a little bit more spaced out. So literally all the props, all the kudos. Looking back, how do you feel about the age gaps?
You know, there's pros and cons to both sides of it, right? I'm glad that we did it so close together so that way I can just get done over the baby stage and the diapers and there's a lot to love about the baby stage, right? But
Absolutely.
there's also a lot of things to celebrate being done with in that phase as well. But my kids fight a lot, and I have to wonder if it's because they're so close in age or if it's just the birth order and the genders. I don't know.
Yeah.
So good and bad.
No, definitely. Well, what I love is that the boys are so close, so I feel like they will be really close ultimately. And then I just know it's hard from experience because I have my boy first and then my daughter, and I feel like it's so hard when they're close in age and then you take them places because they're attracted to different things, like at the Children's Museum where they're just pulling you in 2 different directions.
I don't go there unless I have multiple hands to help me because I'm so terrified I'm gonna lose someone or something's gonna happen. Yeah, no. I agree.
No, I totally get it. But if you want to kick us off with our first standard question that we ask, what is a mom fail that still haunts you?
So I was thinking about this leading up to this, and I'm like, is there really anything pivotal that I can think of? And 2 things kind of came to mind, and one of them is just kind of funny and stupid, and don't call CPS on me. But when my daughter was maybe 2, I was bathing her, and first time mom, trying to find myself, trying to still have fun but be a mom. I was bathing her, and I had a glass of wine that I had sitting off to the side.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing. I must have turned away or something after she got out of the bathtub, and I turn around and she's taking a swig, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no. I felt pretty bad about that. But then I think the more recent one is that I planned a trip to Spain coming up in a couple weeks here.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
It's over my middle child who has constant middle child syndrome anyway, is trying to get my attention. It's over his preschool graduation. I'm like, oops. Hope that doesn't come to haunt me later on in life.
No, definitely. I'm so glad you're taking the trip because I think it's so important to travel, especially in this stage of life. But honestly, I feel like he'll be fine.
Oh yeah. He might not even notice. He might not care. I just don't want to be down the road, my kids are all grown, and he's like, well, Mom, you just missed all these monumental things in my life and you attended everyone else's.
No, I can't see you doing that at all. So it'll be fine. What is the best piece of advice someone else has given you regarding motherhood?
I feel like there's a lot of advice just kind of thrown out there. I don't think that any of it's been really that great. I think I've had to figure a lot of it out on my own. Yeah. But I think if I really think back and think through things that my friends and I have talked about, it's kind of just be nice to yourself and give yourself grace because we're all just trying to do our best, right?
No, totally. I think I had a moment like that of enlightenment during the pandemic because I'm homeschooling these older kids.
Oh yeah.
Joe and I were maybe year 2 in the business, and it's cool, we just quit our jobs effectively and started this business, and now there's a pandemic. Like, didn't we just make the biggest mistake of our lives?
Right.
And I just remember like realizing my self-talk was like so negative, and I just had that aha moment of like, if one of your best friends was doing all the things you're doing, like you would be their biggest cheerleader.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
So why are you not doing that for yourself?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
why are we our own worst critic? Like, just be kind.
Yes.
Give yourself grace.
Yes. And I think having that moment of like, oh my God, I should be talking to myself so much nicer is like so pivotal.
Yeah. And
It's
like
a game changer.
having a daughter, I just like, they see that, And so you want to try to be a good influence so that they don't start doing that to themselves, right?
Absolutely.
It's hard. It's so hard to do.
It is.
My daughter always coming up to me. She's like, Mom, why are you always so fancy all the time? And I'm like, oh no. Like, I don't want you to feel like that's the standard that you have to set for yourself.
Yeah.
But at the same point in time, like, mommy works. Like, I have clients that I see on a daily basis. So, like, yeah, I have to dress up every day.
Yeah, no, totally. Because that was going to be my next question to you. Because we're like in the same industry, but on different ends of it. So I was curious because my kids really struggle with understanding what like Joe and I do. Like, if he's going to come home late, they're like, oh, he must be fixing someone's house again. Like,
Right.
Like, they think he's like repairing. Like, they don't understand the difference between like repairing and remodeling. But I'm just like not pushing it because I'm like, you're 7 and 5. Like, it's
Good
fine.
enough.
Yeah. So I was just curious, does Riley really understand like what you do, like, because you also have the storefront too, so it's like,
Yeah.
what do they think when they go in there?
I think she understands. I don't think the boys, because they're too young, understands. But back when I used to work from home, I would bring her into my office. Like, she would hang out with the other girls that were working for me. She'd come sit on my lap and like see me doing my 3D modeling. And then I would like show her, like, after the project was done, like, here's a picture of that space. Do you remember that staircase that we were like working on together?
Yeah.
Like, here's what it looks like in real life. So I think
love
she
that.
understands that, like, yes, we design for our clients. And it's so cute too, because she'll even like start drawing her own little pictures, and she's like, I designed this for a little girl's bedroom. Can I like do that with you? I'm like, maybe succession planning, that's a great idea.
Yeah, no, I love it. Does she talk to you at all about what she wants to do when she grows up, or just kind of?
It's very loose.
No.
I mean, it's flavor of the week, right?
No, I mean, my 7-year-old's going into the NFL, and he's going to play for the Chiefs with his older brother with their 10-year age gap.
That is so ambitious. I love that for him.
Yeah, I'm like, hopefully Chase can be a kicker, because that's the only way that is like going to happen.
Gosh.
What is your favorite piece of advice to tell new moms?
New moms. Oh gosh, that's such a tricky subject because like they're so emotional, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I really like to offer out advice. I just kind of like to experience share.
Yeah.
Like just letting them know, like, hey, it's okay if you feel this way. It's okay if you don't.
Yeah.
Like here was what my experience was, and I remember like it was a growth journey for me, and I had to figure out who I was, and this is kind of how it happened for me. Just because, again, it is such an emotional, raw time for new moms. And so I never want someone to feel a specific way based off of something that I said.
No, definitely. And I guess this is probably diving a little deep, but did you ever experience like postpartum depression or like even baby blues with any of your kids?
Yeah, definitely on my first. I mean, I was
Yeah.
never like clinically diagnosed. I just
Yeah.
kind of like worked through it.
Yeah.
But I just remember like there was one day where I was, at the end of the day, just staring at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, I don't know if I even recognize that person. And eventually I came back to it.
Of course. Yeah.
But yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because Barrett was born in a really bizarre time. Like a hurricane hit Houston. So I had this insane rush of hormones, and then I'm in the hospital watching my hometown essentially be like flooded underwater. And then
I got goosebumps.
Yeah. And then everyone in Nebraska was kind of like, well, why haven't you announced? Why haven't you announced? And it's like, it was just such a weird moment because obviously I felt like joy and like relief because you're like, oh my God, I'm not pregnant anymore.
Yes.
All of my like symptoms are gone. But it was just like this really weird like dichotomy of like experiencing this like moment of happiness, but like also really like sadness for like what was going on and what my relatives were going through in the moment.
Yeah.
And then it was my first pregnancy, and I just remember just like distant acquaintances also having babies at the same time, and they're posting these like overwhelming like proclamations of like love for their child. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember feeling kind of like an alien because I was scrolling Facebook seeing these, and I'm like, I can't relate.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
took me a moment to kind of like cruise through the baby blues and then to start really like I did instantly love him. I just didn't feel like it was this like tidal wave or tsunami I was like seeing other women experience.
Yeah.
So I really like appreciate your sentiment, and I love to like echo that to other moms to where it's like, hey, when you hold that baby, if you feel that like tsunami or tidal wave, that's amazing. But like if you don't,
It's fine.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Like you will
100%.
you will get there with your child too.
Yes.
So, no, I get it. Do you have a life hack that you swear by?
Um, find your tribe and use them because you cannot do it alone. That is my life hack. Like plain and simple, ask for help. We were just talking about this on the way in, how
Yeah.
it's like so hard to do it, but it's so necessary. Like you just
Absolutely.
cannot do it on your own.
No, you can't. And I know your mom is like nearby-ish.
Yes. She helps me out 3 times a week.
Oh, that's
She travels from
awesome.
Council Bluffs, which for those of you who are not local, that's about like a 25-30 minute drive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, she helps out a ton, and then my husband's family helps out a ton. We're not afraid to be like, hey, Aunt Ashley, like, can my kids come over or our kids come over for the weekend? So like we can go have like a date night or something
Yeah.
like that. And she's always willing to help, and she loves it, and they love it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, because your kids, so Riley is at private school right now, and then I'm assuming Eli is there too.
He's in the preschool program. Yep.
Yeah. So what has it been like trying to, I guess, like find mom friends that way? Because it's like my situation's a little different where it's like we're in a public school. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So everyone is literally like my neighbors have kids at the same school. So I imagine it looks
Yeah.
a little different for you. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why I was
Mhm.
just curious, like,
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, it's been like not easy, really.
Yeah.
We were talking about like joining the PTA and stuff like that too, which I haven't done.
you're
So,
okay.
it's been interesting, and I think like it's all about the effort you put out, right? And as
Absolutely.
a business owner, we're both dual income working parents, like our kids are in activities.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been challenging. But I try on occasion to like take work off and go to like the holiday party in the classroom and
Yeah.
whatnot. At the preschool age though, I will say it's like even more challenging because it's like you see them at the Christmas program and the end of the school year program, which I'm missing by the way.
No, well, and I think it's also when you go to those preschool functions, I think it's harder to connect with the parents because like your children are preschool age. Like they're not at that place where they're going to sit and let you have a conversation with another adult. They're like getting
No.
into something or like they want your full undivided attention, which is why you're there. So then it just makes it like that much trickier to like get
Mhm.
into. Can I ask what like activities the kids are in right now? Because I always just love to like know.
Yeah. So we just signed our 4-year-old boy Eli up for baseball. We tried last
Fun.
year, well, t-ball technically. We tried last year, and he was too young. It didn't really work out very well. But we're trying again this year. So it's on Monday and Fridays. It's like a 2-hour ordeal. But it's also far away. It's in Wahoo, Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
Which we're in Omaha for those of you who are not
Yeah.
local. And so it's about like a 35-ish minute drive. My husband's
Gotcha.
from Wahoo. So we're like,
Gotcha.
let's try the small town vibe. Like we know the
Yeah.
coaches, like we know some of the
Yeah.
families. So we'll see how that goes. And then my daughter is also in dance, and that's on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, church night. And then like Thursday, it's like family night.
Right.
And Friday is like, we made it. After baseball, I guess.
Totally, totally. And I love how you have it structured. Do you know what I'm saying? Where like everything is happening at a certain time. Because I think sometimes if you can't find that after school rhythm, it makes it that much harder
Oh my
to get to
gosh.
bedtime.
Yes, bedtime. It's a struggle.
Oh man. So have you heard of the Skylight calendar at all?
Is it the like digital one where you can like
Yes.
post it like in a room and it
Yes.
like syncs with your calendars?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I heard about it from like I found another mom of 5 in the wild.
Out in the wild.
Yes. Who was in the same exact like predicament I was, which was kind of crazy, where she had like 2 stepkids and then her and her husband had 3 children of their own. And she was talking it up where like the AI portion of it will recognize specific email addresses, so it'll automatically load. So it takes
Oh,
away that data entry portion of it, because currently I'm using
yes.
Cozy. So I've been like eyeballing it. Like the price tag is steep, even if you get it from Costco, but I'm like, well, if it'll take the data entry portion of it,
I mean, the mental load alone that's going to take off your plate, like, I think that's probably worth it.
yeah, and like cheaper than a personal assistant.
Right. Yeah, no, totally. I was just listening to a podcast this morning about like women and their mental load. And absolutely, like I am the calendar gatekeeper. Like,
Yeah. You're not only the CEO of your business, but you are the CEO of your home.
yeah, as women,
So,
I think that's so common
yes,
for us to take on that role.
yes, no, definitely. And as much as I trust Joe, there's just like no way I'd let him manage our home calendar. Like he's not.
No, no.
He's not qualified, unfortunately.
Poor Joe.
I know. The
He
best part
tries.
is I know my husband won't listen to this. Until someone's gonna be like, have you listened to your wife's podcast? She's not saying the most flattering things about you.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Oh man, sorry. If you know Joe and I, we just love to tease each other. It's just our relationship because we spend too much time together.
I think it's great.
If someone is in like the trenches right now, what would you say to them? Or what is like your favorite piece of advice when you see another mom who's like struggling and she comes to you and is like, any words of wisdom, any encouraging words? Like,
Yeah, I mean, like first steps, right? Just like listen.
yeah.
But if I were to offer any advice at all, I would say like, what is like one small thing that you can do for yourself every day? Just like it could be anything,
Yeah,
or maybe like if that's too much, like start with one small thing a week. You know,
definitely.
like go get your nails done, go have tea in a room by yourself in your house and read a book. You know, just
Yeah.
like something to kind of like refill your cup up.
Absolutely. What are things that you like to do?
Well, so we were also talking about this kind of beforehand. I don't have a lot of hobbies. Like
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, I'm like I don't even know. Like I'm still I guess totally rediscovering who I am in this like motherhood phase.
I cannot relate more.
Yeah, like I found the balance, right? Like I feel good about like the flow and everything and like at my core who I am. But yeah, no, I don't know if I have any hobbies.
Yeah.
So what I do for myself is like literally just take the time to get ready every day.
Yeah, I
Like
love
literally
that.
that's it.
Hey, because the thing is it can be as simple as that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think we're both very similar where it's like we really love what we do. And I think that's where the lines can get blurred very easily. It's like when you love what you do, you see it as like some form of play, even though it
Yes.
is still work.
Totally.
So then it's like hard to be like, oh, I'm supposed to like do something for fun. That is kind of fun
Yes,
for me.
yes, no, totally. I mean, I will find myself on the sofa some nights just like daydreaming about like the next project at my home and like designing it in the
Yeah.
3D model program we use. But you know, at some point it gets to be a little overwhelming too. I'm like, I've been doing this all day. I don't want to continue to work on this. Like, I'm not going to map it out strategically like I would for my client.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then I guess we have been kind of harping on balance, but I do just want to poke at it one more because like you do have a full plate. Your kids are still really young. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you find that balance? Because I know sometimes what was balance in the last season isn't balance in the next season, you
Mhm.
know? Because Ezra should
Yeah.
be getting close to potty training.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, he totally could if he wanted to.
Yeah.
We just haven't like enforced it. What does balance look like? I think it looks different in different phases, right? Like you're never going to be fully balanced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just kind of have to pick and choose. Like for me right now, my husband had just returned from a deployment stint that was like January through almost the end of April. And so balance for me at that time was just like literally making it through the day and like being okay with the fact that like some things just were not going to happen. You know,
Totally,
and then in the
totally.
next phase of life, balance might be like, okay, like I know I can like go get my nails done and my hair done, and like I know I can make my kids appointments, and I know like my work is getting done, and it all feels balanced. But it's like very much a roller coaster, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Well, because you have employees too. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like you've had girls go on maternity leave. So it's like
Yes.
you're then straddling being kind of like
Yeah,
somebody's out on maternity leave. So I don't want to call it understaffed because it's like that's just like a life event.
correct.
Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like you have somebody having a major life event at work. You want to be a good boss where you show up and you like give them the time that they need and then your husband is gone.
Yeah. So proper planning definitely comes into play, and just being okay with the fact that things aren't going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it bothers me sometimes. Absolutely. But just remind yourself, it's okay. It's going to be okay.
Totally. And then I have to circle back to potty training because that is probably my Achilles heel as a parent. It's a thing that I'm not that great at. And
same, girl. Same. I'm so excited to hear what you have to say right
now. Because I almost feel like everyone's like, oh, you should wait. And so then I do. And I almost feel like I'm waiting too long to where then we miss that like magic window where people are like, oh yeah, I potty trained my kid in a weekend, where it's like my kids have been exceptionally stubborn. And then now my youngest is 20 months. And so I'm like, the minute Landon can be potty trained, I would like for her to be potty trained because it can get me off of that grind. And I think that's one of the cons of I had the two really close. And then this last one, there was a 4-year age gap to where it's like, I have now effectively been changing diapers. Barrett will be 8 in August for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? And so that is definitely one of the cons of when you space them out, is some of those baby items gets drug out.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so girls, I think, are easier to potty train, right?
That's what they say. Yeah. So I'm hoping.
But, from my experience, my daughter Riley, I mean, we really worked at it. Like, there were multiple times where we started, we tried, and then we're like, we just need to take a break because it's not happening.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember the pivotal moment, like when we decided we wanted to do it and we were done. I truly don't. I just remember it was definitely a struggle. But for my middle child, I just took the approach of I'm so dang tired. I'm exhausted. 2 kids is definitely different than 1.
Yes.
I just remember we didn't force it. We didn't try. We were at my parents' lake property or their hunting ground property over the 4th of July weekend when he was he 3? I think, he must have been almost about to turn 3 because he turns 3 in July 26th. So he was almost 3 and we were there and he just looked at me and was like, Mommy, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let's go. And then from that moment on, he was potty trained. I just let him decide on his own. He was ready. And then that was it.
That's awesome.
So I like that approach, and I think I'm going to do that again for my youngest and see what happens.
Totally. How much longer do you have until he is in kindergarten? Is it this coming year or the following year?
We decided to hold him back this year and do another year of preschool. I just think, long term, we're going to appreciate it. He's on the younger end of his class anyway, so.
For sure.
Yeah.
I get it. I feel it. It's all of those micro decisions, but for boys, I think it always works.
Yeah.
Better.
Oh, yeah. Boys just, they can't sit still.
No. And Barrett's older for his grade. And he's also in Riley's class. And this year was a struggle because I think there was a huge shift from kindergarten to first grade where there wasn't as much
freedom.
Playtime. And it was a struggle. And so it's I can only imagine for a boy a year younger. It's that would be impossible. So my heart breaks. You know what I'm saying?
He struggles in preschool. So I'm if you're struggling in preschool, you are not going to do well in kindergarten. So we'll just hold you back a year and then see what happens.
And then this is going to be our final question before we wrap. Is there anything you would like to say about motherhood and tell the audience, or any other tidbits or anecdotes?
Yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey, and I think we all know that.
Yeah,
totally. But I just want to reiterate what I kind of started off with, and just be kind to yourself. Be kind, be gracious.
Absolutely.
It's okay. Take a deep breath. Yeah. We're all struggling through it. Even if we don't look like we are, we definitely are. Instagram and Facebook are not reality.
Yeah,
keep that in mind.
Real. They're the highlight reel. Oh my gosh, because I had the craziest experience. I got a laser done last week, because I've been dying to do it to my face. And the girl doing it was very articulate, and she was gorgeous, and she was telling me about her life. And then I ended up finding out she was a Instagram influencer, and she kind of told me very kind of things that she was going through in her life that weren't very glamorous. And then you see her Instagram as an influencer, and it's all highlight reel to where it's you just would never connect the two.
I mean, life is messy, and I don't think we share about it enough.
No, we don't. And No. Okay, we're going to end it there. That was perfect. That was perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, guys.